Hey guys, this is Suresh from Mind is a Monkey coming at you guys with another episode of Let's Check Out Some Diecast. And this is possibly a trigger warning to all the carded collectors out there. I'm gonna open all of these main lines that I've collected over the past couple of months. And I had pretty much a good deal of main lines. Honestly, I have like 10 more cars sitting on a chair, off camera because there was only so many cars that I could accommodate in the video at one shot. So this is gonna be like a crazy free the piece, crack shit open, DLM kind of a party. So you were fairly warned. All right, let's go check these castings out. So here we have the Nissan Skyline GTR. This is the BCNR 33 variation, and this is from D. All right, so this reminds me of a very similar casting that also had the Godzilla, the Nissan Skyline GTR casting. It was another casting that also had the Godzilla theme. I gotta kind of like find that out. So pretty cool looking Godzilla deco right there. So there we have the Nissan Skyline GTR R33. All right, let's set that there. And up next we have the 15 Jaguar F-Type Project 7. So pretty cool looking car, and this is also you if you get lucky, this is one of those cars that you get to see on roads, right? All right. Up next we have the 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel. Right. The reason I picked up this truck was because I really like the simple and elegant paint job, and with the nice little Ram detailing there, right? So that's awesome. The Nissan Patrol Custom looks more like a snow vehicle. Yeah, it's a rescue. It's a rescue vehicle, and it says Nissan Patrol Custom. This one's from FK's. So it's just that whenever I go to stores and I find some nice looking castings, I pick them up and I put them in a bag, and sometimes they just like sit there for months. And about time, when there's like enough, I try to do like a free the piece video. Unboxing. I wouldn't say unboxing, just like open them up and kind of like check out some of the details. So up next we have from Hitchcase, we have the Porsche 911 Carrera Rally Sport 2.7. This has always been one of my favorite castings to collect. The Porsche, anything Porsche 911 Carrera Turbo RSR. They're all like pretty cool looking models, and at that price point you cannot beat it. So it's pretty cool. So I'm just like spacing them out. All right, up next we have the Roger Dodger. This is actually a pretty cool thing. So 2024 being a leap year, so here it says 29, so 29 to 24. So it's like 2/29/24, February 29/24. So this is to commemorate the leap year, and it's pretty interesting. So the last time we had a leap year, I think it was 2020, right? So at that time also we had, I'm gonna say it was a Chevy casting. So that was also a special edition. I think Orange Track Diecast. He put up an article kind of like comparing these two models released by Hot Wheels commemorating the leap year. So there we have the Roger Dodger, and it's pretty cool because let's say you give this to someone and it is like very commemorative, right? So this is like in the year 2024 and all those details, so they're pretty cool. Leap year, it says leap year on both sides, so it's very nice when kind of like you can just like gift a car to someone to commemorate something. So that's pretty cool. And up next we have the 57 Jeep FC. Now this looked like a pretty cool model. Like, the first time I saw it, this is actually from last year. So this is actually from last year. Q case, the last mix of 2023. So pretty neat looking model. So I thought it was like a fun one, and I have not seen this before. And I think this year it has definitely made a reappearance in some, I'm going to say like beige with some stripes and stuff like that. So I picked it up because it looked pretty cool. All right, up next we have the Land Rover Series, Series 2. I think this was a new tooling last year, and this is more of a recolor, and it is from diecast of this year. All right, pretty cool. it would have been really nice had this been, kind of like a liftable flap. So that would have been really cool. And it has a surfboard. So that's awesome. All right. Up next, this is another special card. I think this is actually Valentine's Day, right? So this was released by Hot Wheels in 2024 to commemorate and celebrate Valentine's Day. So it actually says, "Will you be my Valentine?" Right? It's a 1978 Dodge Little Red Express truck, and this one's from diecast. I think it kind of like showed up a little either during or later than Valentine's Day. That's what I remember. So it's a pretty cool thing. Like again, right? So following what I said earlier, like these kind of cars are really cool, and they make the hobby very interesting because you can literally commemorate, or you can like give this to someone, right? So it says, "Will you be my Valentine?" So that's a pretty cool touch, right? So that's nice. And up next we have the Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar. So now this is from eCase, and it's a new tooling for 2024. And there were actually a lot of race car enthusiasts, modern race car enthusiasts out there who were very excited for this model. So the Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar. Let's take a look. It's got some pretty awesome race car contours right there, right? So it's got the Cadillac symbol up front. So pretty nice. Yeah, nice. I'm really I think Hot Wheels might make this in one of those reappear as a premium casting in one of the Walmart dioramas, right? So makes a great casting. And up next we have the 23 Ram 1500. Now, is this the same one? And this is also a casting that's like new for 2024. And this made an appearance in D. I'm trying to see if these two are the same, but no, there are visible differences in the tooling. So this one is a 2020 Ram 1500 Rebel, while this one is a 23 Ram 1500. So, some minor variations in the detail, not too much on the front. Right? I think there's just like, differences in the detail when it comes to the, bed, right? So that's pretty cool. Up next, we have another fan favorite casting, the Mazda RX-7 in police livery. It's nice that car's got a little mustache, right? So that's pretty cool. So it says JNC, right? I thought it was supposed to be something else. It's basically like a Japanese vintage vehicle. It used to be JCCS, but this year I think they went ahead and made it JNC, the Japanese nostalgic car. Oh, okay. Japanese JCCS used to be the car show. And this one is actually the Japanese nostalgic car. So that's a trademark right there. So there we have the Mazda RX-7. Up next, we have a custom 68 Camaro. Now, the reason I picked this up was that it was very interesting. It's a pretty heavily modified car, I would say, like modified for racing purposes. And wow, I mean, this is typically the kind of cars that, Hot Wheels is famous for, right? I mean, they kind of like, give you, that feel of like having a race car, right? So check out that scooped hood, and this is great details for the price point, the basic a buck a pop price point, right? So there we have the 68 Camaro. I really dig this car, right? It's definitely one of the top castings for me. And up next we have the Audi 90 Quattro. Now this is the basic version of the Super for, I'm gonna say, ABCDF G mix of 2024. Of course, this one I did not find. G's distribution was pretty poor here, so I only found this as a repeat in the H case. So there we have the Audi 90 Quattro pretty nice level of detailing, just like the Camaro, right? For that buck pop a price point, there's a good deal of detailing. It would have been nice to find a super, but no. Well, they are rare, right? That's what makes them chases, right? Up next, we have the 73 Jeep J10. Now, I found this casting really interesting. So one of the first reason was that I thought this was your regular Chevy pickup or something like that, right? But then I was very intrigued to find that it was actually a 1973 Jeep, right? And on top of that, that paint job, right, with K&N livery on that, rich contrast blue. Wow, it's a pretty cool model, right? I really hope Hot Wheels keeps this trend going, and where they make really, really, really stunning models at that price point. Check out all those off-road racing themes of the vehicle. So that's pretty cool. So I was like, wow, I definitely need to pick this up. All right, so now I'm gonna grab the next installment of cars from the chair here by my side and put them here so that we can continue to open them. All right, up next we have, boom, a fan favorite 67 Camaro. Wow, boy, we can never get tired of this model, right? And honestly, it kind of sucks that Hot Wheels stopped making that, tooling where it used to open the hood. Wow, that was some of the coolest 67 Camaros that we have seen. Unfortunately, I think the year the Camaro was a super, now this is either 2017 or 2018, I think. That's the year they decided to change that tooling to something that where it did not have an opening part, But I really I'm digging this blueprint kind of paint job there, like tampo decor, whatever you want to call it, right? So colorful art-inspired vehicles ready to paint the town. So this is actually part of the HW Art Cars miniseries. So there we have the 67 Camaro. Up next, we have from E-Case, the 73 Honda Civic Custom. Right? Pretty solid looking race car right there, right? 73 for the year, right? And it's like a custom race car. So definitely had to pick it up. And it's black and yellow, right? So up next, I have the Shelby Cobra Daytona Coupe. And on top of being a Shelby, as if being a Shelby weren't enough, it had to be in Gulf livery. So the Gulf livery happens to be a very popular livery among collectors. And I, for one, try to collect as many main lines as possible. Probably, I have like a whole box of these Gulf cars sitting somewhere. Maybe I'll do a feature video on all these Gulf cars so far someday. So pretty cool. You will never get tired of looking at these colors, the Gulf colors, right? So that's awesome. Let's set it there. And up next, we have the 91 Mazda MX-5 Miata. So this is a very popular casting, especially this casting has been immortalized by the late Hot Wheels designer, Ryu Asada. So this was pretty much like, paying homage to, Ryu. And, with every year, this model is definitely getting very popular, and this is often part of the Then and Now series, where this is the then model, and the Now series happens to be the Mazda MX-5 Miata, which is like more recent, right, from the 2000s, right? So there we have it. And up next we have the 60s Fiat 500D Modificado. Am I saying that right? Yeah, I just didn't want to read the 5000 as a 500D. All right. So this is again just like that Audi. So this is what would have is the basic version of the Super, and that was the E-Case. So this one could have been the Super, but nope. So this one is just a regular variation of that chase. So here we have the 60s Fiat 500D Modificado. And I think this made a reappearance as a premium car in a very recent assortment. I'm not able to remember off the top of my head, but pretty cool casting. I think that it made its debut in car culture. I'm gonna say Eurocars, right? I think that was like the second ever car culture mix. So I remember, I'm not sure if it was still called the 500D Modificado back then, but very similar looking casting. So I mean, honestly, such a cute casting. Right when I was opening up this Fiat, my phone ran out of space. So I had to kind of like take a few moments, clean up some space. So as I was saying, pretty cool model with the Fiat livery, the Italian colors, and the checkerboard, and it's pretty awesome. So there we have. And up next we have the Ford Escort RS 2000. This was the A case. This is the basic version of the A case Super, and this is also from the A case, right? So I have a pretty awesome chance of finding these basics, I guess, right? So pretty sleek car, and the color on the Super. I honestly had a Super that I could open up, but I mean, it's probably buried under piles of other diecasts, so probably in another video. So net, a very cool looking car. We have the Ford Escort RS 2000, and this is one of my favorite castings, the Ford GT40. I often say Ford GT rhymes with beauty, right? So this also came in two other colors this year, and one of them happened to be a Kroger exclusive yellow. So it's pretty cool. Ford GT. Always love Ford GT castings. And boom, this one is from, this is celebrating 60 years of James Bond. And you see that gold finger, it's the G and O are replaced by 60. So this Aston Martin 1963 DB5 is commemorating the 60 years of Bond movies, or probably 60 years of Hot Wheels. No, just should have been just the 60 years of Bond movies. And I already have this casting, so I think I picked it up more for the celebratory note. So I'll probably not open that right now. And up next we have, this is actually a cool thing, it's Xperi Motors. This sub mini series, whatever we call it, is always, they bring out some pretty cool gimmicks, and this one is actually a keyring. Right? So that like I said earlier with the leap year and the Valentine's cars, this is what makes Hot Wheels really interesting these days. Kind of like appeals to the newer crowds, right? So this is actually a keyring. You could just gift it off to someone. DLM party ruined by the lack of storage on my iPhone take 3. Right? So just when I was shooting the previous part of the video where I was talking about this coupe clip, my phone, once again, it ran out of storage. So I was saying how this Xperi Motors mini series has always been like a cool mini series. I want to remind you, this was the series in which the Fast and the Furious Roger Dodger, it came with those suspension. So that was pretty cool, right? So they keep bringing out these innovations that makes it really nice, like these giftable Hot Wheels. All right, I kind of saved the best for the last. And that is this legendary 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser. So this year in 2024, the Gasser is making 3 appearances, 2 as mainlines and 1 as the Zamac, right? So that's going to be pretty cool, and also probably super hard to find. So it's got this Funko, almost like a Funko collector kind of a deal. I wonder if it is really associated with Funko or if it's just a livery. No, but there's no mention of Funko here. So this one is from the H case. So pretty cool, and it'll be a nice rad add to the Gasser collection. So nice. This is definitely one of the top 5 castings of pretty much any collector, right? So, and this is definitely one of my top 5, top 10 castings. So there we have the 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser, and I'm really hoping that I might be able to score some of these Zamax versions of this one. All right, so that's pretty much what I had for you guys today. I hope you all had fun in this DLM Free the Peace party. All right, till I meet you guys next time, this is Suresh signing off. Rock on and stay awesome, everyone. Bye.